all the guys out there. I thought to commemorate Father's Day, how about a couple of dad jokes? Uh-oh, Deanna's looking at me really strange, but don't worry, it's only a couple. What do you, no, don't cut me off. What do you call a factory that makes just okay products? A satisfactory. Oh, see, that's a Father's Day or Dad's Day joke. A cheeseburger walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." You got a groaner, it's not worth it. All right, what did the snail say that was riding on top of the turtle? Whee! All right. As our mission states, we are a vibrant community growing through spiritual practices and love. I'm Alan Bassan. I'll be your platform assistant this morning. If you could take just a moment and silence your cell phones, it would be appreciated. As we do each week, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. Say it like you mean it. Together we affirm, there's only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good. This is Unity's foundation principle. One presence, one power, and one life living through and as each and every one of us. We're grateful this morning to have our speaker, Reverend McClure. The title of his talk is Showing Up. Our music today is provided by the Unity Choir and Beth Rainey. And in a moment, our chaplain, KP, will share an opening prayer, but first, our Unity song leaders will start us off with a song.
Whoa, stand up!
Woo! Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we have to be, and when we find ourselves in the place to strive, we'll lay in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, power to bury and be ashamed, to turn will be our delight. Turning, we come round right. Tis the love to be loved, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where we have to be. When we find ourselves in the place to strive, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bear, we won't be ashamed. To turn, we are delight. Turning, we come round right. It's a gift.
Good morning. My name is KP. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Okay, let us prepare for prayer. Put aside your cares of today and enter the quiet center of your soul. Let's start with a deep, healing breath. Inhale deeply and let the air out slowly with a quiet, relaxing sigh. And as you do, relax completely. Allow the chair to support your weight. Send your roots deep into Mother Earth. Straighten your spine and stretch it to the heavens. Let the energies of earth and heaven meet in your heart. Let that energy fill you top to bottom, front to back, and side to side. Let us pray. God is the energy of evolution, of becoming, of constantly striving to be more. This energy is seen throughout all of creation. All things change, grow, and evolve. I am one with this energy, always becoming more of my divine self. And as this is true of me, so it is true for all of us, for we are all the children of the divine. From this energy, we realize that this is also the energy of human fathers. The purpose of the Father is to prepare the child to fulfill all its promise, to grow into its divine potential. Today, we bless all fathers, both biological and father figures, for their love, for their guidance, and for their allowing each of us to become all that we were meant to be. I also bless our speaker, our musicians, and all of the volunteers and staff that make this service possible. I bless this center and all who enter this space. I release this prayer into spirit, knowing it is already done, and I am grateful. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning. I want to introduce the band this morning. We have Heather Stiles on flute, Kenyon Fields on percussion, and Gary Edwards on the bass. This is our last performance of the year, so please enjoy about little bossa nova. Who doesn't want a little bossa nova on Father's Day, right? Enjoy.
In the spirit.
In the Spirit. I'm in the Spirit now. Thanks. Let's hear it again for Janice and the choir. And thanks to the Beth Rainey Quartet, too, for their wonderful rendition of all of this. Well, this sermon is so powerful, I'm going to sit down for it. Anyway, good morning, Spokane. Yeah, well, let's see, Donna, you told me to put this somewhere. Where was it? Behind me. I can do that. There we go. If something falls in the middle of the talk, you'll know what it is. Yeah. All right. Would you believe that Jesus walked into another bar? I don't know what's going on with this guy. Every week, it seems, he's walking into a bar. But at least this is a different bar than the one that he went a couple weeks ago when I talked to you. He goes in and he looks around the room and he sees a familiar-looking old man there that he thinks he might have a connection to. So he goes up to this man and he says, no, he thinks to himself, this could be my father. And he walks over to the guy and says, did you by any chance have a son? And the old man says, why, yes. But he wasn't my biological son. He was born by a miracle, an intervention of magic from beyond the heavens. Very interesting, said Jesus. Did this boy ever have to fight temptation? Oh, yes, many times, answered the old man, but he eventually won. Unfortunately, heroically died at one point, but he came back to life shortly afterwards. Jesus couldn't believe it. Could this actually be my father? One last question, he said. Were you a carpenter? Why, yes, said the old man. Yes, I was. Jesus rubbed his eyes and said, Dad. The old man said, Pinocchio. Well, that'll serve you right for walking into a bar. So close, and yet so far away. Since it is indeed Father's Day today, I want to take a moment to honor your father and mine, and then I want to talk about those of you here today who are fathers. If you are a father, would you please stand so we can acknowledge and appreciate you? There we are. Very good. Many of you know Jesus told a great story about a father and his two sons. Here's part of that story I'll be reading to you. Then Jesus said there was a man who had two sons. The younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the share of the wealth that belongs to me. So he divided his assets between them. A few days later, the younger son gathered all he had and traveled to a distant region. And there he squandered his wealth in riotous living. Probably walked into a few bars, I suppose. And when he had spent everything, a severe famine took place throughout the region, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to the citizens of the region, who sent him into the fields to feed the pigs. He would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, and no one gave him anything. And this is where the story gets really interesting. We read, "But when he came to himself, he thought, how many of my father's hired hands have bread enough and to spare? But here I am dying of hunger. So I will get up and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired hands." So he went off and went to, here it is, that's too much, here, go back. Here we are. He went to his father, and his father showed up and went to him. And he said, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I'm no longer worthy to be your son." His father saw him and was filled with compassion and ran and put his arms around him and kissed him. The father said to the slaves, "Quickly bring out a robe, the best one, and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet, and get the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." And they all began to celebrate. Now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing, and he called to one of the slaves and asked what was going on. And the slave replied, "Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted calf because he has got him back safe and sound." Then he became angry and refused to go in. But his father came out and began to plead with him. And he answered his father and said, "Listen, for all these years I have been working like a slave for you, and I have never disobeyed your command. Yet you have never given me even a young goat so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes back, who has devoured your assets with prostitutes, you killed the fatted calf for him." Then the father said to him, "Son, you have always been with me, and all that is mine is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found." Now this story has generally been referred to as the parable of the prodigal son. But I've always thought of it as the parable of the loving father. I think the father is really the key person in Jesus' story. He always showed up. And there he is, showing up again. Showed up for not just one kid, but both of his kids, both of his sons. There is a magic power that is released simply by the act of showing up. Whether we're talking about fathers or anyone. My darling wife, who showed up this morning and is sitting here, showed up right here on this platform to say, "I do," 47 years ago last Saturday. And I think I have always shown it up at pretty much every important moment in your life. Would that be true, dear heart? Yes. I showed up for her ordination as a unity minister. In fact, I performed the ordination in Dallas, Texas, 25 years ago. Then 11 years as a hospital chaplain at Sacred Heart Hospital. She showed up every day and showed up for hundreds of people in that hospital. She showed up when I was given 3 to 4 months to live. She's always been there, and being there, she was there as a beneficial presence. not only in my life, but in the lives of so many others. Showing up highlights the transformative power of presence and consistency, especially in parenting and personal growth. It emphasizes that simply being there emotionally and physically for oneself or for others can lead to positive outcomes in various aspects of our life along the journey. I was thinking about my dad this morning. I realized that he always showed up for me. He showed up at my birth. He actually showed up at my mother's pregnancy, too. I'm thankful of that. He showed up for my ordination. He showed up even when I spoke in Carnegie Hall for Eric Butterworth. So I know that showing up isn't something that is true of all fathers. Some of them never showed up. Maybe your father was always there for you. I trust that he was. Maybe he wasn't. And maybe you've always shown up for your kids, but maybe you've also missed a few important events or key happenings in their life. But no matter what your past has been, each one of us can make a decision this morning to start or continue showing up, not only for our immediate family, but showing up for each other in our journey. Each one of us is on a journey here, and wouldn't it be great to have traveling companions that show up like this guy is showing up here this morning? What are the benefits of showing up, you ask? Well, there was a great book called The Power of Showing Up, and the authors, Daniel J. Siegel and Tina Payne Bryson, identifying what they call the 4 building blocks of showing up, and they call them the 4 S's. And they are seen, soothed, secure, and safe. These provide a child or anyone with a sense of safety, allowing them to take risks for personal growth and change in their own lives. Number 1, safe. We can't insulate a child or anyone, for that matter, from injury. We can't always avoid doing something that leads to hurt feelings. But we can always give another a sense of safe harbor, a home base or platform from which another person is able to take risks for their own growth and their own change. Number 2 is seen. Truly seeing another person means we pay attention. I see you. I pay attention to your emotions, both positive and negative. It means striving to attune to what's happening in that person's mind beneath the behavior that we're seeing. The 3rd S is called soothed. Soothing isn't about providing a life of ease, but rather about empowering another person to cope when life gets hard. Praying with them and showing them that you'll be there for them and with them all the way. A soothed person knows that they'll never have to suffer alone in life. And finally, the 4th S is secure. When another person knows that they can count on you time and time again to show up and be for them a listening ear, a supporting presence, focusing on seeing the divine in that person, they will feel secure. They will feel a secure attachment to you, and they will thrive. Of course, showing up isn't just about how we are with other people. It's about how we are with ourselves. Do you show up for yourself? Instead of, just drowning your sorrows or losing yourself in escape of some sort? Do you show up when you're going through a change or a challenge in your own life? Even when you are down on yourself, even when you are motivated or at your best, do you have self-love for yourself, self-respect, and pave the way for a better relationship with yourself? Here's a question to ask yourself. Can I count on me when I'm encountering a change or a challenge? Showing up goes beyond just physically being present. It involves being emotionally available, engaged, and actively involved in another person's life or in your own life. Author Geraldine Klegow, I watched a TED Talk that she did, and this is a statement she said: "Whether we know it or not, we are hardwired for collaboration. Without tooth, without claw." It's why we humans are such successful people at surviving. We are arguably the most successful species on the planet because we collaborate. As individuals, our ancestors were weak because they were always challenged by outside circumstances. They were vulnerable to predation, she says, separation and starvation. But when they connected, when they communicated, when they collaborated, when they showed up for one another, they were unbeatable. And it's a tradition that continues to this day. I'm reminded of something that this bar-hopping guy named Jesus once said. He said, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of you." We collaborate with our families, with our colleagues, with our friends. And in these collaborations, we become bolder than we are when we're on our own. You might have heard this old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And that's about how children benefit from interaction with a wide variety of people. They can grow up to be resilient, self-confident, and with a strong sense of self. Sounds like a pretty resilient concept, I think, don't you? Except what happens if you and I don't happen to live in that kind of community? Maybe you live in a large town or city or in a large community, and it's not easy to get to know your neighbors or the family next door. You might then be less inclined to leave the future of your children in their hands, and you may end up having more online connections than real life connections. So the truth is, whatever way you live your life, and especially you who are fathers, your presence or absence is having a strong influence on your children. We need to not only have collaboration with the here and now, but also collaboration with generations that come after us or before us. So unless you belong to the Flat Earth Society, you know that life is not two-dimensional. Think about this. What if you were to influence the future of this Unity Center just as this Unity Center influences you? You showed up this morning, and you show up when this ministry has called you to support it and to bless it and to enhance it with your presence. You have showed up. Many of you are doing this. Every time you are walking through that door, you are enhancing the ability of this ministry to show up for a larger group out there and in this community. And every time you show up for a class or help with the groundkeeping or teach in youth education or volunteer for some event, you are enhancing this ministry's ability to show up for more and more people in Spokane, Washington. And that's been happening for generations at this church. Trust me, it has. And you have caused many people to show up here. This will continue as long as people continue to leave their mark here, to leave their presence here, to be here, to let their light shine, to run and greet newcomers and embrace them just the way they are. We got people showing up on our roof, if you've noticed, too. I'm so glad they've showed up. That roof is 50 years old. And now it's being transformed. Thank God they showed up. Flip Wilson, you might remember the comedian Flip Wilson. He once was telling a story. He said, somebody asked me what religion I was. And he said, they wanted to know what religion I was. And I said, I'm a Jehovah's bystander. And they said, you are a Jehovah's bystander? He said, yeah, they wanted me to be a witness, but I didn't want to get that involved in the situation. What does it mean to go that extra mile and get involved in the life of your loved ones, your friends, your church, or your planet? What does it mean to show up for life every day, to bounce out of bed and said, here I am, here, present and accounted for? Well, as many of you know, a lot of people showed up yesterday for events here and around the United States. There was a day called No King's Day, and it was a planned nationwide day of protests and demonstrations, coinciding with another event where people showed up to Donald Trump's birthday, and lots of tanks and guns and missiles. A lot of people showed up at various venues yesterday, made their presence known, made their support known. So let me ask you this question in the words of Mary Oliver. She said, tell me, what is it you plan to do with the rest of your wild and precious life from this day forward? Many of us know that we're meant to make the most of it, make our time meaningful and purposeful, and not just shrivel up and go to a corner, hopefully to leave the world a better place than we found it. Some of you know this, but some of you may not, but Father's Day was born right here in River City. It was. In 1910, Washington State celebrated the nation's first Father's Day. The day honoring dads was started by a Spokane resident whose name was Sonora Smart Dodd. And I think her home is still standing somewhere down in in town somewhere. She was raised by a widower. While listening to a Mother's Day sermon at Central Methodist Church, Sonora was inspired to create a day to recognize great fathers like her dad, William Smart. William was a Civil War veteran who raised Sonora and her 5 brothers after his wife died during childbirth. He showed up, and Father's Day was born. So let me close with these words from Gretchen Rubin, who said, what you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. There's so much truth to these words because the power of small habits that affect big changes in ourselves and in people around us are major ways in which we come on strong and come on big in a world that is drifting to and fro. So when you show up, so does the universe. So does the divine in you. And we're all blessed everywhere when you let your light shine. God bless you. All right. It's meditation time. And before we start, I want a little information. On August 7th, 1971, a poem was famously carried to the moon by Apollo 15 astronauts, James Irwin, David Scott, and Alfred Worden. This poem was stored on microfilm, and it was intended to be left there for future space explorations to find. And this is a poem that shows how the universe always shows up for us, no matter where we are. The poem is called I Am There. The author is Unity's Poet Laureate, James Philip Freeman. So take a deep breath and be here now. Do you need me? I am there. You cannot see me, yet I am the light you see by. You cannot hear me, yet I speak through your voice. You cannot feel me, yet I am the power at work in your hands. I am at work, though you do not understand my ways. I am at work, though you do not recognize my works. I am not strange visions. I am not mysteries. Only in absolute stillness, beyond self, can you know me as I am. And then, simply as a feeling and a faith, yet I am there. Yet I hear you. Yet I answer. When you need me, I am there. Even if you deny me, I am there. Even when you feel most alone, I am there. Even in your fears, I am there. Even in your pain, I am there. I am there when you pray and when you do not pray. I am in you and you are in me. And only in your mind can you feel separate from me, for only in your mind are the mists of yours and mine. Yet it is only with your mind that you can know me and experience me. So empty your heart of empty fears. When you get yourself out of the way, I am there. You can of yourself do nothing. but I can do all. And I am in all. And may those moments when you cannot see the good, good is there. For I am there. I am there because I have to be. Because I am. Only in me does the world have meaning. Only out of me does the world take form. And only because of me does the world go forward. I am the law on which the movement of the stars and the growth of living cells are founded. I am the love that is the law's fulfilling. I am assurance. I am peace. I am oneness. I am the law that you can live by. I am the love that you can cling to. I am assurance. I am your peace. I am one with you. I am. And though you may fail to find me, I do not fail you. And though your faith in me is unsure, my faith in you never wavers because I know you, because I love you. And beloved, I am there. And so it is. Amen.
Wow. Thank you, David, Reverend David. Wonderful thoughts, wonderful thinking. Now is our time to consider giving to Unity Spiritual Center, Spokane. There are many ways to give. You know them. Dollars in the bag as it comes around, checks in the bag, checks sent here, automatic giving, which is a nice way to give the administration of this place knowledge that money will come in, funds will come in. For me, this place is my rock. It's my rock in today's world, where things are changing, where people are angry, where tragedies are happening and lovely things are happening. This place, and I don't mean just the building, although just look how beautiful this is. I mean you all. I mean the teachings that we hear on Sunday that challenge us and make us think and give us comfort. This place is my cornerstone, my rock. So with that in mind, please consider what you have and what you can give, and join me in our giving statement. Together, I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share.
The smart money's on Harlem and the moon is in the street. The shadow boys are breaking all the laws. And you're east of each St. Louis and the wind is making speeches. The rain sounds like a round of applause. Napoleon is weeping in the carnival saloon. His invisible fiancé's in the mirror. And the band is going home. It's raining hammers, it's raining nails. It's true, there's nothing left for him down here. And it's time, time, time. It's time, time, time. It's time, time, time that you love. Yeah, it's time, time, time. And they all pretend they're orphans and their memories like a train. You can see it getting smaller as it pulls away. And the things you can't remember tell the things you can't forget. That history puts a saint in every dream. Well, she said she'd stick around until the bandages came off. But these mama boys just don't know when to quit. And Matilda asks the sailors, are those dreams or are those prayers? So close your eyes, son, and this won't hurt a bit. It's time, time, time. It's time, time, time. Oh, it's time, time, time that you love. Yes, it's time, time. Oh, it's time, time, time. It's time, time, time. It's time, time, time that you love. Oh, it's time, time, time.
So, with Beth's beautiful voice still in our ears, let's all give blessings for our treasure that has come in and for its work that it's about to do. Amen.
All right, thank you to Reverend David, the Unity Choir, Beth, Janice, all the other musicians, and everybody who made this a great service today. Please join me as we say our unity statement together. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power and one presence and one life. So whoever you are and wherever you are on your journey of transformation, you're welcome here. If you're here for the very first time, we do have a welcome packet with a coupon for a free beverage and some other goodies. So if you're here for the first time, please raise your hand long enough, all right, so our ushers can find you. Great, thank you guys. We're glad you're here, and we hope you'll stay after and join us in the fellowship hall so we can get to know you. We encourage everyone to sign up for our e-news to learn more about our upcoming classes and events. You can sign up for our email newsletter by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. or on the website at unityspokane.org. We would also like to connect with you on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane and you'll find us. Thanks to everybody for joining us today. Our chaplains today are Al, who has been holding the service in prayer, and Gary, who will be available to pray with you immediately following the service right down front here. So you have something that's heavy on your heart that you want to unload, or a joy that you want to help celebrate, please avail yourselves of our chaplains. We would encourage everyone who is in need of prayer support to please fill out a prayer request form that you find in the seat pocket in front of you. And you can put it in one of our prayer boxes. One's located in the back of the sanctuary as you exit on the left. You can also submit your prayers requests through our online form on our website. Names are added to the prayer list and are prayed over for 30 days by both our prayer ministry and Silent Unity. So now here's a look at upcoming events with news you can use from me. All right. That's why not. I'm here. A quick roof update. Things are going really well so far, and we are on schedule. Please make sure to look for signs and cones to avoid the areas that are not safe to use. Sometimes that might mean using a different door to enter the building. Some outdoor areas like the prayer garden will be closed as needed and available only for emergencies. We did have some damage to one of our parking spots out front in the handicap zone. Must have been a big truck caved it all in. It's going to be repaired soon as the roof is done. This Wednesday, June 18th, is our lunch bunch here at Unity Center. Join us this Wednesday at 12 noon and bring your own lunch to chat and hang out for about an hour. We have our Spokane Indians baseball game next week on Friday, June 20th. It's a fireworks night, and the game starts at 7 p.m. Please make sure to get your tickets so we can all sit together. We haven't sold many tickets yet, so get yours if you're going. We will be letting go of the unused tickets tomorrow. Don't forget to get your kids, your grandkids, and your neighbor kids signed up for our Jungle Safari Spirit Day Camp, which is August 4th through the 8th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. It's just $40 a kid for the whole week, and you can, if you need assistance, you can see Deanna for some help. Young gal with a hand in the air. You'll find more details on these events, links to sign up, and many more events in e-news. Next Sunday, our speaker is Amber McKenzie. Music is by Scott Jameson. And keeping with the anniversary thing that David was talking about, I just found out today that Barb and Mike's anniversary is today. It's 12 years, Barb and Mike. Now it's time for the Unity Trivia that's in e-news each week. Our church started in 1913. What was our church's first name? It was the Church of Truth. Who was the founding minister? It was Albert Greer. And where did we first start meeting? At Lewis and Clark High School. Now that one, nobody knew. All right. If the kids are out there, come on in. All right. We're so blessed to have an amazing youth ministry here at Unity Spiritual Center. Let's take a moment to bless our young people and all of those in service to our youth. Blessing. Be the love you are. Sing the song you hear. Share your joy of life with people far and near. And from ourselves. Be the love we are. Sing the song we hear. Share our joy of life with people far and near. All right, guys, head on back. Well, come on down and show it. Tell the people what you made. Well, tell them here.
We made Jeffrey the giraffe.
All right, now please stand as you're able and join us together for the closing prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. Together we affirm. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and that's the truth.